Welcome back to the Justice Factor. Big changes are underway at SAFA, not just at the national team level, but at grassroots. This is what Jordaan, president of the SA Football Association, said at the beginning of the year. Jordaan is also said, if the country wants to build a winning team for the future, we need efficient structures in place from school level. But is this happening? Jordaan is our guest today to discuss this and other issues. Dr. Jordaan, welcome to the show. The last time we were here, it was 4 years ago, 2010 World Cup. We said, oh, Jordaan is the winner of the week. He's fantastic, he's amazing. And we're going to be playing in the 2014 Soccer World Cup. And here we weren't at the finals in Brazil. Why weren't we there? Tell me that.
Well, I think we can analyze lost opportunities, but more importantly, we are busy reconstructing South African football to build sustainable international participation, not at the level of Bafana only, but across the board from our junior level. And you may have seen
Dr. Jordaan, we can't carve a path into the future without analyzing what went wrong in the past 4 years when we were saying we've hosted a fantastic World Cup, we've got the infrastructure, development is going to happen, and then 4 years where they all lost.
Well, you in your opening indicated what I said in the beginning when we were elected. There were no structured competitions. We don't have enough quality coaches. We don't have the coaches at the highest level. And I gave examples that in Germany, England, Spain, they have more than 10,000 coaches with an A license. In this country, we just started. We now have 57 coaches with an A license. We don't have enough coaches. The ratio is almost 1 to 100 players. We need a ratio of 1 to 20, and therefore the emphasis must be on training more coaches. We don't have structured competitions. We introduce structured competition from under 13, 15, 17, 19. I just came back on Sunday from Mafikeng, where we had the under 21 interprovincials. So we had under 17 interprovincials, under 19 interprovincials, we had the under 21 interprovincials. And rising out of those tournaments, we have the under 17 team. That team never played for 3 years. In the last 3 months, they played 8 matches. Our under 20, as we speak now, is in Burkina Faso. Thereafter, they go to Mali, they go to Senegal, and they go to Cote d'Ivoire. We have to engage West Africa with our junior teams to give them the international experience so that when they come through to Bafana, then they come through with the kind of international experience that most of those who compete there will have.
That sounds fantastic, but it sounds like SAFA is saying we're going to do all this stuff by ourselves. Where are the schools in this? Why does it seem as if you're just saying no within this structure? Many coaches I've heard speak say, you know, you're not involving the vast majority of our communities and society in these plans of yours.
No, that's not true. Mm-hmm. We have 341 local football associations, and every municipality, any district, they actually have a football structure. We have 52 regions. So you name any area, they are covered by football. Some of them carries the name of the district or the municipality or the metro. And so every piece of our country is covered. As far as the schools are concerned, I just attended the schools, national bodies, AGM on Saturday. And we recognize the need to involve more schools, but also to integrate what schools are doing to a greater degree with the structures of SAFA throughout the country.
Okay. Now you've got a vision, it's called Vision 2022. Yeah. It's your roadmap into the future, but many people are saying you haven't started very well. South Africa doesn't have a coach, and we are just 38 days away from the qualifiers for AFCON 2015.
Well, if that is true, then Italy has not started very well. They don't have a coach. Then Brazil just started. They just appointed the coach. Algeria just appointed the coach today,
but and many other federations. I would say to you, they haven't had 17 coaches in how many years? 20 years.
But half of the teams that played in the World Cup fired their coaches, and they don't have a coach as we speak. Now, why are federations only now considering the appointment of the coach? It's simply because when the final whistle blows at the Maracanã Stadium in Brazil, It signals the end of the period 2010-2014. And after that, the federations then look at the challenges from 2014 to 2018, discuss it at the executive, which we'll do on Saturday, and then given what needs to be done over the next 4 years, appoint both the coach and the technical director. And that's where we are.
But surely even you would acknowledge that South Africa's history in this regard is not very glowing, if you will. We've just had too many coaches. It just seems like at the top, SAFA has not known what it's doing.
Well, Gordon Igerson served his full term. We did not, in our term, fired any coach. We take the point, and therefore we said we should clear what is it that we want to achieve during the next 4 years, and get a person to deliver on that mandate and leave him to do so.
Was it the coach's fault? And our viewers have been watching a procession of the guys who've come in and been and had to go. But was it just the coaches who are to blame for this? Or can we really point the finger at football administrators, those who came before you at SAFA?
Well, the point is, Justice, when you come to ETV and they give you a contract, there are performance criteria that you then accept and sign that contract. So the coaches study the contract, discuss with whoever they must. They actually sign the performance agreement attached to that contract. And therefore, if they understand there are structural and other weaknesses, they should raise it to say, for me to achieve the following, I need the additional service or the additional structures. And that is a conversation that we're having. We are saying, we don't want to only look at the national team at senior level. As we now speak, our under-20 team is on the road. Our under-17 team just came back on Saturday from Tanzania. They're one match away from qualifying. And so is our under-20 team. These teams must be active in order to ensure the flow of talent into Bafana. And this is what we have done. So when we appoint the national team coach, we'll indicate to him that this is what we have done. This is what we'll do on an annual basis, and we want you to work together with the coach at under-17, under-20, under-23 level in order to make sure that the flow of talent into the senior team.
Can we learn anything from the Germans who appointed their coach Joachim Low, I think, in 2006, and here they are, they're world champs today?
Yeah, absolutely. But in addition to that, you know what the Germans have done? The Germans played many, many matches in preparation. Their plan and the road to 2014 Brazil was a plan over 2 years. And therefore, and Joachim Low said, I don't want to go to the World Cup and only win 1 or 2 matches. We're going there to win the trophy because there's no point in winning 1 or 2 matches. The end goal must be. Now, what have they done in Brazil? They virtually went to an island to base them there. They got the Brazilian construction companies in Brazil to build a fortress for them, to build a villa specifically for the team. In their training site in Germany, they imported what they call South American grass so that the team trains on the same surface that they would encounter in Brazil. So all of these things, but more importantly, is the technical analysis that serve to support them. So we made an analysis of all of those things. What are the success factors? And these are the things that we want to give the coach, whoever that coach may be, the total support.
Is it a local coach that you're looking at?
Well, that's a decision of the executive. They will make that decision on Saturday.
There was one big cloud in the run-up to the 2014 World Cup. The New York Times published a report by FIFA saying 5 games here in South Africa in the run-up to the 2010 World Cup, the friendlies were fixed by a referee called Chaibo and a man called Perumal from Singapore. Is our football here in South Africa corrupt, and was there match fixing, and what are you doing about it?
Well, you're asking me a question that is the subject of investigation by the FIFA investigator, Michael Garcia. So we have to wait for the outcome of his findings. We must also know that whatever happened in South Africa is part of a global investigation. You just saw in Brazil allegations of match fixing, even in 2014. So betting and gambling on not just football, on sport in general, is a big issue in world sport. But we said, in order to protect the integrity of the game and to protect the results and the outcome of matches, it is very important that we take whatever measures we have to ensure that these outcomes has integrity and credibility.
Okay. Dr. Denny Jordaan, thanks so
It's
much
a pleasure.
for your time. We've run
Thank
out
you.
of time. Still to come, we slam our loser of the week and congratulate our winner. Stay with us.
News that moves. ENCA.com.